samanta cakkavalesu atta gaccantu devata saddhammam munirajassa sunantu sattvamukkadam Dhammasavana kalo badanta Dhammasavana kalo badanta Dhammasavana kalo badanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa Bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa namo tassa Bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Sukham supati sukham pati vijjati napapakam supinam pasati Manusanam piyoti Amanusanam piyoti Devata rakhanti Friends in the Dhamma, today Dr. Patachi is sponsoring the first ever wholesome deed that we are doing in conjunction with the offering of the Katina roll in this 2026. I think the aspiration is to share merits with the departed ones, those who are no more among us, wherever they are, may they be rejoiced with these merits. Now, when we are transferring merits, when we are sharing merits, there is this recital. We usually do it. Idam me nyati nam totu. That's the way we transfer merits, right? Idam, this. Me nyati nam totu. Me means mine. Now, let's say you are transferring merits to somebody else's relative, not yours. Then we say wo nyati. Idam wo nyati. Somebody else's relative. So this may unto my relatives. That's the meaning. May this be unto my relatives. That's the meaning. So what is this? What is this? I mean, when we say this, idam, what does it mean? It means my joy, my happiness, nothing else. Right? Everything else we do here, doing all these offerings, doing the rituals, everything what we do here to generate that joy, idam, this joy, this happiness, be unto my relatives. So because it's something very clear. Buddha says merit is happiness, joy that arises when you do something good. That joy is your merit. Higher the joy, higher the merit. Lower the joy, lower the merit. No joy, no merit. Yeah? So it is just a doing then, without any sort of wholesome repercussion, wholesome resultant. So generating that joy is what is significant when we are doing something good. Because that's what we are sharing with others. That's what becomes our own energy, that positive energy which will help us to elevate ourselves. Right? So with that, let's begin this Dhamma talk. I thought of sharing Dhamma based on Karaniya Metta Sutta throughout these 3 months. Whenever I'm getting the invitation for Dhamma sharing, I will explain the Karaniya Metta Sutta. Hopefully by then we will have collection of notes that I can transform into a book. Yeah, I did that few times now already. There are a few books written by me. Yeah, based on all the Dhamma talks, nothing else. Yeah. So with that, let's begin. When we say metta, there are two suttas in the Tripitaka. You know what is Tripitaka? The three baskets. Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma. Entire teachings of the Buddha that he did for 45 years is collected into these three baskets. Usually, Sutta Pitaka contains all his teachings, all his Dhamma. And that Sutta Pitaka has how many sections? Diga Nikaya, long version or longer teachings of the Buddha. Then the Majjhima Nikaya, we call it middle length discourses. That means on the middle level. Then comes the Samyutta Nikaya, brief discourses. Then comes the Anguttara Nikaya, kindred saying we call them. And then comes the Khuddaka Nikaya, which contains a number of books, like Dhammapada belong to Khuddaka Nikaya, Jataka Katha belong to Khuddaka Nikaya. So even the books written later, after the Buddha's passing, are included in this Khuddaka Nikaya. Yeah? So now, metta is a word encrypted into suttas in two positions in these suttas. One is Metta Nisansa Sutta, and the other one is Karaniya Metta Sutta. Karaniya Metta Sutta teaches us how to generate that mental setup, mental background for us to become loving and kind. Karaniya Metta Sutta is not teaching us how to do metta. Karaniya Metta Sutta is teaching us how to generate that mental background so that your metta will arise on it. And the Metta Nisansa Sutta, which is I'm going to explain to you today, is about what kind of positive benefits that you can enjoy when you practice metta and when metta become part of your life. So the benefits are explained in this Metta Nisansa Sutta. The benefits of metta. Right? Lord Buddha says in this sutta, he says, when your metta become part of your life, when your actions, when your words are imbued with metta, you can expect these results naturally showering upon you, coming into your life. So, practicing metta on and off will not help. It has to become part of your life. It has to become like a vehicle you can drive. It has to become your way of living. Your actions, your words must be imbued with metta. Then these results will come to you. That's what he says. 11 types of benefits you can expect when that metta become part of your life. Now, first of all, is practicing metta difficult or simple? Now, since our days at the kindergarten, we were practicing metta in Sri Lanka, right? Even in the schools, in the Sunday schools, in the kindergarten, we practice metta. I remember I was, the monk is saying things, we are repeating, but we had no idea that it is such a significant teachings in the Buddha that we have to practice in such a way that we can feel certain results immediately. As I see, the most simple and effective way of practicing is that something I follow. Now, this is something I always share in our meditation class. What I say is, keep a smile on your face. Yeah, that smile. Face is the mirror of our heart. Whatever going on in the heart is shown in the face, isn't it? That's why Buddha says in the Jataka stories, he indirectly says, don't trust words. Words are coming out from the mind. And the mind is what? Mind is always deceitful. Mind is deceiving. Right? Mind is so deceitful that the words which are coming out of our minds can be trusted or cannot be trusted. We can never trust the words. Don't trust the words of others. If we are doing it all the time. That's why we are being deceived by one politician after the other. We are deceived by all sorts of cunning men who are good at words, who are very skillful in oratory levels. Yeah? Skillful orators, but cunning people. They use their skill to deceive people. Throughout the history, people being deceived by those people. Since people tend to believe words. Buddha says, never believe words, but believe the facial expression. Facial expression. That means, look at the eyes of the person. Look at the face of the man who is talking to you. That face tells you the truth, not the words. Yeah? Be observant of his facial expressions, then you will be safe. In one of the Jataka stories, he indirectly said how he was saved because he was looking at the face of the devil who was talking nicely to him, talking sweet to him. Yeah? Facial expressions are coming from the heart. Face tells the truth. So, the mirror of your heart is face. Whatever going on in the heart is shown in the face, and vice versa. That means, whatever is going on in the face is reflected upon your heart. So, if you smile, that means your heart is smiling. It means spontaneously, naturally, you're bound to feel happy. You're bound to feel happy. Now in our Sunday school, there are kids like 5 or 6. I tell them, okay, close your eyes and smile. How do you feel? Immediate answer comes, happy. Immediately they say, not everybody, but these kids, they say, happy. That's the repercussion. That's the result. So to be happy, you just smile. That's good enough. Yeah? Just smile. And is smiling against Buddhism? No. Buddha is a smiling Buddha. Yeah? But these statues followed the Indian tradition. In the Indian tradition, saints cannot smile, cannot laugh. They cannot be joyful. They have to be sorrowful looking. Yeah, they have to be angry looking. Joy and happiness are not the domain of the saints. Buddha is a saint for them. Right? So, in the Indian tradition, Buddha is not allowed to smile. Buddha could smile only when he went to China. He became laughing Buddha. See? In China he is laughing, but in India he is a frowning one. You haven't read any story that the Buddha is smiling, right? Buddha was smiling? No. If the Buddha couldn't smile, who can smile? Buddha is someone who smiles first. If you happen to meet the Buddha for the first time as the strangers, who will be smiling first? Buddha is the one. He will smile with you as if you are a long unseen friend. He will smile with you. That's his character. Pubbahasi, we say that. Pubbahasi. First to smile. So smiling is one of the characteristics of Buddha, right? Just smile, close your eyes, just smile, and then you are bound to feel that spontaneous happiness. With this happiness on the background, you say, may I be well and happy. Now, usually we say, okay, when you radiate metta for yourself first, then you radiate metta for your relatives, for your friends, then for the people who are unknown to you, then only to the enemies, then to the entire world. That's one way of practicing. But I don't think it is necessary to go to that level of practice. When you say, may I be well and happy, and when you are happy and joyful at that moment, then just radiate. May all living beings be well and happy. Simple. May I be well and happy. May all living beings be well and happy. That's it. And you practice. When is the most suitable time people like you to practice this? Before go to sleep and as soon as you wake up. Before you go to sleep, practice this. Or until you fall asleep, you practice this. And as soon as you wake up, practice this. Then you will see the results are showering upon you naturally showering upon you. Right? So today, before we conclude the session, we do a little bit of practice of metta. Now the main topic. What are the benefits if you happen to make this metta part of your life? Or in other words, when your actions and words become drenched, imbued, driven by metta, what kind of benefits that you can expect? First one, sukham supati. You will sleep well. Sleep well. This will happen, with my own experience, I tell you, this will happen, especially if someone is generally a friendly person. This will happen naturally and so fast, quickly will happen. And it will happen if you do it before you go to sleep. Before you go to sleep, if you practice metta, there's a possibility you have with this practice. That joyful sleep, even less sleep, troubles less sleep is the first benefit one who practices metta. Who says? The Buddha says. But if you are disturbed by the moon, then that's a different story. There are people who are directly affected by the moon. When the moon is full, they cannot sleep. Right? And there are people like that. For them, practicing metta won't help that day. Yeah? So if you are not such a person, disturbed by the moon, you know the moon has a lot of impressions on us. When the moon is rising, what happens? Mad people. Or if somebody is insane, what happens? That insanity will be enlarged with the moon. The ebb of the ocean, the waves of the ocean rises with the moon. You know that? Yeah. With the moon, many things happen in the world. Especially with the rising of the moon, people's mind become disturbed or calmed. If you are a sane person, your sanity will be developed. Insanity, that also will enlarge with the moon. Right? So if you happen to associate somebody mad, don't associate on the moon full moon days. Right? That's the advice. Now, those days, I mean from the ancient times, even prior to the Buddha, full moon day was considered a day not to work on day-to-day basis like not to continue with your jobs, but to engage in wholesome things. That was accepted such a norm even before the Buddha. We know the story that Buddha's mother, on the day that he was conceived, it was a full moon day, and she was engaged in wholesome things during the day. So it was a common norm, a commonly accepted norm not to engage in any other affairs other than the wholesome events. So full moon is considered for wholesome things since even before the Buddha. Right? After the Buddha, of course, our people started observing precepts and engaging in wholesome things on the full moon days. Yeah? So full moon has such an effect. So the people who are practicing metta, other than being affected by that full moon, will have a very peaceful sleep, natural peaceful sleep. I'm pretty sure none of you are suffering with insomnia. You are sleeping well at night, right? So you don't feel it such an important thing for your life. But there are many people in this world who cannot sleep at night, who are suffering with insomnia, who will pay thousands and thousands of dollars just to get some help to sleep at night. Now, for such a person, practicing metta with the time will be so helpful to have that peaceful sleep. It's such a blessing for such a person. Then the second one is Sukham Pati Bujjati. You wake up pleasantly. Right? Now, how many of you need a coffee to really wake up in the morning? Yeah? Yeah. Naturally, many people need that coffee. Let me have that coffee before I really wake up. That's for many people. It means our waking up is not perfect. That's the idea. Now, Lord Buddha says, with the practice of metta, you will have a perfect wake up. We never hear Buddha had a coffee in the morning for him to wake up. No, his wake up was so perfect. As soon as he wake up, what did he do? He just sat down and meditated. What's that meditation? That meditation, he was encompassing the entire world with his mind's eye, looking for an individual to help that day. To help that day. To whom should I be a help on that day? That was what he was looking at. Now, to whom Buddha can be a help? To whom? To the poor? To the destitute? To someone who needs financial assistance? To a homeless guy? No, he was not. He can be a help, or Buddha's help always goes to a person who is ready to be enlightened, who is ready to come and transform his life onto the path of Nibbana. That can be a king, that can be a Brahmin, that can be a poor man. That doesn't matter. What matters is that person is ready for the Buddha. That person is ready for the Buddha in the sense that that person is ready to accept the Buddha's teachings and transform his life. Such a person is the one Buddha is looking for every morning. Every morning he is looking for this person. Throughout the 45 years, he was doing it every day. To whom should I be a help today? That's the quest as soon as he wakes up. Yeah? So Buddha says, if you practice metta, you will have a pleasant wake up. Pleasant wake up without any difficulties. Sukham patiduchyate. Third one, natapakam supinam pasati. There won't be nightmares. There won't be nightmares for you. That means no bad dreams for the one who practices metta. Dreams. Dreams are our thoughts in the pictorial form while we are asleep. Throughout the day we are thinking. During the day our thinking is words. Words are our thinking. But at night, thinking continues. Other than the maybe 2 hours of deep sleep, the rest of the hours of our sleep, we are dreaming. Those dreams are nothing but the same thinking, but in the pictorial form. So what's the difference between those dreams and our thinking while we are awake? We have a certain control over the thinking while we are awake, but the thinking that happens in the form of dreams while we are asleep has no control. That's why we are afraid of dreams. Because uncontrolled, our emotions are rising up, coming up. Suppressed emotions are coming up in the form of pictures or in the form of dreams. Then as soon as you wake up, if you happen to remember those dreams, you are so afraid, oh, something bad is going to happen to me because I saw such a dream. Yeah? But following the Buddha's teachings, dreams are not something to be afraid of. Dreams are nothing but, they are not premonitions, they are not giving you any kind of warnings. Yeah? They are nothing but the continuous thinking which happens in the form of pictures, pictorial thinking. That's all. Yeah? And Buddha says, if you happen to close your mind or close your eyes with the metta, none of your dreams will be nightmares. They will be pleasant ones. Yeah? Now, Edgar Casey says such a thing. Not exactly what the Buddha says. Edgar Casey met a young man, 13, 14, a teenager. And this young man had a problem of wetting his bed even as a teenager. His parents were so disturbed by this. They were seeking all sorts of help to get this young man to stop doing this, wetting his bed. But it didn't work. Nothing worked. Finally, they brought this young man to Edgar Casey, and Edgar Casey went to one of his past lives. And he found that he was a religious leader, Christian religious officer, who was doing his job in the times of medieval era. They were, witch hunting. They were drowning the people who are so-called witches and wizards. They were torturing, killing, burning those people who are considered witches and wizards. And this was one of the officers who administered those punishments. He was doing his job, drowning the witches, drowning those wizards. Now, it was his crime, it was the karma. Now, in this life, in 1980s, as a young man in US, now he is wetting his bed. This is related to that karma. Now, Edgar Casey says what? Simple. He says, let this child fall asleep. When he is falling asleep at night, he asked his mother, to repeat this to his ears. You repeat this. You are here to do good. You are here to help others. You are here to support others. You are not here to harm others. You are a good person. You are here to help others. Repeat this to his ears continuously until he falls asleep. Then what happened? After some time, it says, in that writing, it says, he stopped that bedwetting permanently. This is nothing but metta, right? You are here to do good. You are here to help others. This is just like, may all living beings be well and happy. Metta. Go to sleep with metta, and that sort of karma related thing, that bedwetting karma related, even that was cured with the practice of metta. Simple practice. So now papakam supinam pasati, you will be without nightmares with the help of metta. Now if somebody tells me that, I have this problem, I will say, okay, if you happen to dream a bathroom, don't use it in the dreams. Then it won't happen, right? Yeah. So, but in that case he said, okay, you do metta, just like the Buddha, he said, you do metta, it will be cured. No nightmares. Then the fourth one, manusanam piyo hoti. You will be pleasant to human beings. Pleasant to human beings. Being pleasant to others. Being pleasant to whom? To everybody. That means you cannot have enemies. Aren't you? Don't you have enemies? Yeah. Now, how to be without enemies, or how to deal with the enemies with metta? Can you get, in our lives, we all have someone always nagging us, always troubling us, always giving difficulties to us. Maybe at home, maybe in the neighborhood, maybe at office. Somewhere always there is someone who dislikes us. Now, how to win that person with metta? That's the question. Now, we have a very good example, a very severe example that we cannot even dream about Rajumala. Have you heard this story? Rajumala, the girl who was beaten by her mistress with a rope around her neck. Have you heard this story? Yeah? She was beaten constantly and tortured constantly by her mistress. She had a long hair. A long hair for a woman, especially Indian women, long hair is kind of a jewelry. When you have a long hair, longer your hair becomes, it's a jewelry for an Indian lady. So she was so proud of her long hair. Now, for me, I don't know about anything about hair. Yeah? I haven't used a comb for over 30 years now. I don't know how to use it now if you give me that. But, of course, hair is part of the lay life. Now, she had a long hair. She loved it. But her problem was also the hair, because the mistress beat her by holding onto her hair. She cannot run with the holding onto her hair. So she thought, my problem is my hair. She cut off her hair. Now she thought, I'm safe now. She cannot hit me now. But her misery is not over. The mistress put a garland over her neck, rope garland, put a rope around her neck, and holding on to that rope, she was beating her. Day in, day out, she was suffering. This is a slave. This is a slow girl. She has no future. She has no escape. Then what did she decide? She decided to commit suicide. She decided to kill herself. That's the only way she can escape from this hell. It's a hell for her. When we know the story, we don't need to drag it all the way. Somehow, when she was about to commit suicide, she happened to meet Lord Buddha Gautama. Right? She did not know about anything about this Lord Buddha and his powers or anything. But for her luck, she met the Buddha. And the Buddha said, I'll give you an answer if you are ready to practice. You practice metta. How to practice? 3 steps are there to practice. If somebody troubles you, tortures you constantly, continuously, as if that this person is they are in this world just to torture you, just to suffer, make your life suffering, then there must be a karmic relationship with this person. You cannot escape from this person. You are suffering because of this person continuously. Karmic bondage is there. That means you have done something to make this person's life miserable in the past. You have done something terrible for this person. So you are the one who has done the wrong first. So Buddha says, ask the forgiveness from this person. Ask the forgiveness. I must have done something very bad to you. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. You repeat this mentally. Repeat this. So you take the responsibility for yourself. I must have done something wrong in an unknown past. So please forgive me. That's the first step. Then after that, second step. Now you forgive her. Whatever you are doing to me now, whatever you are doing to make my life a miserable one, I forgive you. I forgive you. From the bottom of my heart, I forgive you. Forgive that person. Right? So asking forgiveness, giving forgiveness. These are the 2 steps. Without these 2 steps, metta doesn't work. The 3rd step is, may you be well and happy. May you be well and happy. You practice this. And it says the girl accepted the Buddha's advice to her heart and she started practicing. Practicing all the way from that place to her home. And by the time she met her old mistress, her life was totally changed. Her life was changed. You see, Buddha did not change the mistress. Buddha changed the thinking pattern of this slave girl. What happened? Mistress changed naturally, on her own, naturally. This is how it should be worked. If you try to change someone intentionally by force, with the use of words, doesn't work. You change. You change yourself first. Then there will be a natural change in the other person. That's the Buddhist perspective of changing others. You change yourself first. Yeah? Then the others change. It's natural to happen. Metta can have such a strong... Now, if you don't believe this, you practice yourself this. It's simple. You constantly, repeatedly. That means you have done something to that person in the past. Right? And you don't have escape from this person. So, practice metta. If you can escape, or else practice metta. Why suffer? No need to suffer. Ask forgiveness, give forgiveness, and then may you be well and happy. Practice for 1 week and you will see the results. Morning and evening you practice, you will see the results. So Manusyanam Pure Hoti, with the metta you become pleasant to human beings. Then Amanusyanam Pure Hoti, you will become pleasant to non-human beings. That means to divine beings maybe, animals or whatsoever, invisible or visible, non-human beings become pleasant to you. We know for the Buddha, animals were pleasant to him. Right? Nalagiri became pleasant to him. Nalagiri was drunk with number of drops of alcohol, still got pleasant to the Buddha as his aura of metta is radiating. Metta can change into someone who is pleasant even to non-human beings. That's the 5th benefit. 6th one, Devata Rakhanti. Now, how many times you go to Kataragama in Sri Lanka with those fruits baskets, spending hours of your life and thousands of money, yeah? In that fruit basket, you put 1,000 or 5,000 note so that Kapua will take it first and offer to the God. How many times you spend in that line? All this for what? For a simple thing. To get the protection, to get the help from the Devata, from the Devas. But Buddha says what? If that metta become part of your life, Devas will protect you automatically, naturally protect you. So if you need that protection, this will be a natural one. Because you are, or your aura is connected with the aura of the divine beings. You know we have an aura, right? We have an aura which is radiating around. This aura is what is magnetic to us, good or bad. Now if you happen to meet someone for the first time, sometimes this person you met is for the first time you meet this person, you don't like that person. For the first time, you don't like this person. It means what? Your aura is not connected with this person. But remember, that person may be a dear to somebody else. This aura is there. We all have that. Now, when your aura is all-encompassing, that means connected to all with what? Metta. When you say, may all living beings be well and happy, you are repeating this. When that thought becomes more and more genuine within you, when that thought becomes more and more natural within you, that means you become dear to all and sundry, to everybody. So even the divine beings are connected in that aura. In that relationship, you will be naturally, automatically protected and helped. So spending thousands of or hundreds dollars or rupees to get the help, I don't think it works. It doesn't work as we follow the teachings of the Buddha. So if you happen to genuinely accept the teachings of the Buddha, to receive the benefit and the protection from the Devas, what you have to do is metta, nothing else. Metta is what you have to do. Devata Rakhanti, he says. One who practices metta will be protected. That means helped, guided, everything by the Devas. 7th one, Nasa Agniva Visanga Saptanga Kamati. He shall not be harmed, Agniva by fires, Visanga by poison, Saptanga by weapons. He shall not be harmed. Of course, you have to develop metta to such a higher level for this. Ye shall not be harmed by these fire, poison, and weapons. Buddha was sent. People were sent. Archers were sent. You know, archery was the only weapon they had at the time to kill someone from afar. Yeah. So archers were sent to kill the Buddha, but no one even raised their bows to shoot arrows to the Buddha. Such a powerful love emanating from his heart. No one even were capable of raising their bows, raising their weapons to shoot at the Buddha. Eighth one, Tuvatam Chittam Samadhyati. Some meditation masters say, when you meditate, begin with metta. Begin with metta. Then your rest of your meditation will be quite strong. Your mind will be concentrated easily. It's naturally there. So Buddha says, one who practices metta, that means the mind of that person is concentrated faster, is focused quickly. So meditation will be very strong in that person. Tuvatam Chittam Samadhi. Concentration becomes sharper when you practice metta. Ninth one, Mukhavanno Vipasidati. Your countenance will be brighter with metta. Yeah? Countenance means your expression will be brighter. That means you are attracted to others easily. Now the 10th one, Asammulho Kalam Karoti. This is very important. You will not die being a confused state of mind. In a confused state of mind, that means, have you seen or have you been with the people when they are dying? Yeah. I have been many times, not here actually, but in Sri Lanka and in Malaysia. While I was there, I was always asked to do the chanting for the people who are dying. Yeah. In younger days, I used to cover my face with my fan, not to see what's happening, because it is such a disturbing happening in someone who is about to die. The struggle that person makes, the sounds that he's totally unconscious, he's not aware of what's happening. It's such a heartbreaking struggle. I couldn't bear it when I was young to look at them, because especially the people whom I know, that it's absolutely heartbreaking to see the way they struggle when they are about to die. Now, Lord Buddha says what? You will have a peaceful death with metta. Unconfused state of mind you will have when you are about to die if you happen to practice metta constantly. Isn't it a blessing? Isn't it what we are always afraid of? We are afraid of dying in a difficult manner, in a troubled manner, in a confused manner. Because when you die in a confused manner, that means your next life is impossible to judge. Where you are born, or you don't have any authority over about your mind when you are dying, if you are confused. But what if your mind is so calm and quiet, even at the presence of death? That means you can think of some meritorious deeds that you have done. You can think of something good when you are about to die. You can listen to chanting, or you can listen to a Dhamma talk when you are dying. You can listen to something good when you are dying. If somebody to die by listening to chanting, listening to a Dhamma talk, can you imagine the rebirth of such a person? That rebirth would be an elevation, a promotion, a higher rebirth. If you happen to die with a pleasant state of mind. Right? Now Buddha says what? If you happen to practice metta and develop metta constantly, you will die with a clear state of mind. Isn't it what we all want? To die in a clear state of mind. That happens with metta. Are these somebody else's creation? Somebody else's word? No. Gautam, the Lord Buddha's words. Last one. Uttaram appati vijjanto brahmalokopago hoti. This is for the meditators who have attained to the jhanas. The meditators who have attained to the jhanas, when they are practicing metta, they will be born directly in higher levels of brahmas. So these are the 11 benefits that one can aspire with the pleasant sleep to the birth in Brahma realms. Such a powerful resultants are there waiting for someone who generate metta. And practicing metta is not that difficult, I told you. Smiling is the first requirement. Yeah, if you cannot smile, forget about it. Smiling is the first requirement. Then just radiate metta for yourself. First, always you. First for yourself. May I be well and happy. Then just may all living beings be well and happy. Go to sleep with this. And as soon as you wake up, next day morning, practice again about 5 minutes. Just do it for 1 month and see what kind of blessings are there in your life. You begin your day with metta. You end your day with metta. A perfect day is there. Yeah? The idea of bad days would become less and less for you. Idea of bad days. You know, bad days, this is such a bad day, you see. Yeah? This idea of bad days are becoming less and less with this. Yeah? Better and better days are there. Just practice and see. This is what Buddha says, Ehi pasiko, come and practice. Then you will see the result. Alright? So these are the 11 blessings that one can aspire with the practice of metta. May all the merits that we generated in our hearts by sharing this Dhamma be dedicated to all your departed ones, Dr. Kotachi and the family, whosoever are aspiring to share these merits. May these merits be a blessing for their present existences. May all those departed ones be well and happy, wherever they are, however they are. May they be rejoiced with these merits. May they be enabled to move on to better existences by the power of these merits. May all our departed ones be rejoiced with these merits. Idam me jnati nang hotu sukhitaham punyate. Idam me jnati nang hotu sukhitaham punyate. Idam me jnati nang hotu sukhitaham punyate. May Devas be rejoiced with these merits. May their protection, guidance and assistance be with you all. May the Devas share these merits. Akasatta chadumatta devanaga mahiti punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu lokasasana Akasattaa ca Bhummattaa Devanaga Punyantang Anumoditva Chiram Rakkantu Desanam Akasattaa ca Bhummattaa Devanaga Mahidrika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiram Rakkantu Mam Paranti. Blessings for you all. Dukkha-vabhayera soka sabbe upadya anekantarayapi nasantu ca tejasa jaya siddhidanam labham sakti bhagyam sukam balam viriyayuca vannoca bhogam uddhita yasava satavassa ca ayuca jiva siddhi bhavantu te आयुरारोग्य संपत्ति सद्य संपत्ति मेवच अतो निब्बान संपत्ति मिनाते समिच्यतु